Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Refresher, brought to you by the Recruitment Roundup and all of us here at BMS Performance. The Refresher is a much shorter episode than our usual episodes and is designed to provide key takeaways for a whole host of subjects that we talk about in relation to recruitment, sales training, and everything else that we speak about on the show. So hope it's really helpful. And yeah, let's get stuck into it. Why is having a proper, in speech marks, brief on the vacancy that we're going to be working on, why is it so important?
I think to answer the question, why is it important? Recruitment one industry, you could be someone who is asked to, I don't know, design houses or whatever. You can't do the right job for someone without understanding the thorough specifications of what you're buying. You just can't.
Yeah.
And I think, especially when you are looking to recruit and looking to, represent the client accordingly, right? Firstly, within the market, without understanding, the requirements of the vacancy, if it's selling a product, who it's selling to, why the vacancies come about. It's just so important for us to have that understanding first of all, just so we could do a great job. And without knowing that, it doesn't matter what type of relationship that you have, with the person. It could be a long-standing relationship. Like, things change, and people get lazy. You get a bit, lackadaisy as you go. But the most important reason, fundamentally, is I truly believe you can't do a great job, as good a job as you could, in essence, without it. That's the most important reason.
What do you think is like really good information to share like that, out of the the basics of the actual job, which we take for granted, like getting the targets, getting a real good understanding of the role, the territory it's covered, etc. Not that sort of stuff, the other stuff.
Yeah, obviously, I really like the point that you've touched on there, Mike, in terms of what the future could look like, right? In terms of setting the career. I think something that probably gets taken for granted is, what support can people expect? Should they do that role? So it's not necessarily, obviously, look at the basics, the things that you've spoken about, Mike, but then what does that induction period look like? When I then say yes to this role, when I walk through these doors, what kind of plan do you guys have as a business to look after me so that you can get the best out of me, but also so that I can perform at the best level? Because people want to do well when they join as well. So I think that's something
a career pathway type. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I think as well, the onboarding process is not something that is usually discussed unless it's asked about. But so what happens once the candidate has received an offer? Then what happens? And then what happens leading up to when they start? What things are going to be put in place then to ensure that they do start? Again, just extra information that we can work with to hopefully increase the chances of success. Like, on the format piece, why is it good or better practice to have a Teams than a telephone? Like, what does that ordinarily give us?
Yeah, of course. And what you're looking for with the Teams is you're looking to, just like how we are on Teams, right, Mike? You're looking to get as close as you can to that face-to-face type interaction, right? A call is obviously the next best thing, but when you are on Teams, it then gives you the opportunity to assess things that you can't over a call. So you could look at body language, you could look at, it's just the next best thing, which is closer to human interaction. So, the Teams is a good way for us to have a more open, someone could be driving, all that kind of stuff. We get that people are busy. It's not ideal, but, the Teams is, it's the next best thing, and I think it gives you and me as a recruiter the best opportunity to analyze and to look to understand, because within that we could look to show, maybe looking at the area that we're covering. You can share your screen, right? You could look at different, look at different targets, look at different numbers, all these types of things that you can do. It's a lot more interactive.
What can take a brief from good to great is when the hiring company are genuinely asking for feedback on the actual job, the salary, the talent pool. demonstrating that they're open to working in collaboration, taking feedback on, rather than, well, this is the job, this is what we need.
Yeah.
Go
Let's
out
do
and
it.
find it, which
Go and
always
find it.
isn't always
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is a really important point, and you touched on it before. I mean, we can provide a lot of insights and
Right.
talent pool reporting. So
Yeah.
oftentimes as well, the brief that a client will take to market isn't
Yeah.
always the relevant to the candidate that they end up recruiting, because they tend to
Correct.
like
Correct.
someone with a little
Yeah.
bit less experience,
Yeah.
but fits the skills brief
Yeah.
better. Maybe they're
Yeah.
not quite there on the
Yeah.
experience side of thing, but I think at the front end, if
Yeah.
as a employer you've been open to asking for
Yeah.
that feedback, like what are you seeing in the market? How close
Yeah.
are we to being able to recruit the sort of person we want? Are we there
Yeah.
on the salary? Are we making it too tight? We're making it a bit too specific. What
Yeah.
impact's that going to have on the talent pool? Like, your
Right.
recruitment partner should be able to share
Right.
all
Yeah.
this information with you,
Yeah.
and by asking those questions, again, you're going to build that partnership. Thank you everyone for listening to that. Hope it was really helpful, and we look forward to providing loads of great key takeaways in the future on the Refresher, brought to you by the Recruitment Roundup. If you haven't yet subscribed to us or given us a follow, please do. It makes a huge difference. For those of you who haven't done this and want to know where to find us, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple, and we're on YouTube, and you'll see loads of content that goes out on LinkedIn. So be sure to check on that. And as I say, give us a follow. Thank you very much for listening, and hope this episode has been of great use.